Well, it seems much ado about nothing is one way to summarize the Trump-Kim summit in Hanoi. In simple words, the summit ended without any agreement. The two sides were far apart on key issues of disarmament of nuclear weapons and relief from sanctions. Trump just walked away from it, and the reason, well, Trump cannot accept the North Korean demand to lift the US sanctions, it seems.
Basically, they wanted the sanctions lifted in their entirety, and we couldn't do that. They were willing to denuke a large portion of the areas that we wanted, but we couldn't give up all of the sanctions for that. So we continue to work, and we'll see, but we had to walk away from that particular suggestion. We had to walk away from that.
And Trump still says the talks were productive and that Kim Jong-un is quite a character and a guy. But Trump did not come all the way to Vietnam to give a certificate to the North Korean dictator, obviously.
We literally just left. We spent pretty much all day with Kim Jong-un, who is he's quite a guy and quite a character, and I think our relationship is very strong, but at this time we had some options, and at this time we decided not to do any of the options, and we'll see where that goes. But it was a very interesting 2 days, and I think actually it was a very productive 2 days, but sometimes you have to walk.
So where does this lead to? Well, there is no indication that the two leaders will sit for another summit, but Trump is in no rush to strike a deal. He wants to strike the right deal, and there is no clarity on what that so-called right deal is. North Korea wants to escape the sanctions and has promised to denuclearize, promises that the country has not kept for decades. And Trump's statement after the abrupt end to the talks was more ambiguous than the summit itself.
So can you just give us a little more detail? Did you get into the question of actually dismantling the Yongbyon complex?
Yes, absolutely.
And does he seem willing ultimately to take all of that out?
Sure, totally.
He does. He just wants all the sanctions off first.
He would do that, but he wants the sanctions for that. And as you know, there's plenty left after that.
And when North Korea is not pessimistic, and Kim Jong-un says he has the feeling that good results will come out, so is the meeting all about a hunch for positive relationships?
Well,
it's too early to tell. But I wouldn't say that I'm pessimistic. But from what I feel right now, I do have a feeling that good results would come out.
South Korea, China and other countries for whom these talks mean a lot are happy that the two leaders came together. Talks were progressive and the general assessment, but what exactly progressed is anybody's guess.
트럼프 대통령과 김정은 국무위원장이 오늘 정상회담에서 완전한 합의에 이르지 못한 점은 아쉽게 생각합니다.
就中方而言，我想说呢，实际上大家都能看到，在过去1年多来，朝鲜半岛局势出现了重大的转机。那么，半岛问题重新回到了政治解决的正确轨道，应当说这一成果来之不易，值得珍惜。
Two leaders have tried to use these talks to further their political mileage. Further details are waited as to why the talks ended even before the scheduled lunch. So it is back to square one after all the hype about peace in the Korean Peninsula. US wants North Korea to give up all its nuclear weapons to get relief from sanctions. North Korea wants full relief from sanctions to end its nuclear program. It is a classic case of who blinks first, and nobody did that at Hanoi, Vietnam. It feels more like the normal service will resume on North Korea, and that's such a shame.